The summer holidays are coming closer and I'll have a lot of free time to work on more design related things again. Unless of course I lack the motivation to do anything again for several weeks.
Fucking called it!
Good today. In the first video I focus on the things I've created until the end of May. Note to self, that wasn't the half of the year yet. This one right here is going to focus on the things I made from June to December. Those that you can already see on the or, and again those are going to come in the future. Actually no, I'm not gonna make any more promises. Spoiler straight away, I'm incompetent. I have barely started working on any but one project mentioned at the end of the last video, which was the PS2 menu. That's actually what you're going to see right after the intro, so... Oh, by the way, I have a pretty good excuse for why I worked on so little this time around. Social interactions. If you know, you know. This is pretty much all I have done for the project so far. This little 3D render was robbing most of my motivation right at the start, which, you know, isn't quite ideal. Animating in Cinema 4D is quite a pain in the cheeks. I also wasted a lot of time by simply not planning what I even wanted to make. Like, do I want to recreate the first startup of a PlayStation 2 console? A console that has already been set up? Do I want to remake the intro and system sounds as well? No clue when I'll manage to finish this. Maybe in 2022. Speaking of 3D, that would make for a great transition. I started working with Cinema 4D projects instead of After Effects compositions, and because we don't get much snow thanks to a certain
climate change,
I first made a snowman in Cinema 4D and made him spin. Putting this fell in its own After Effects project was so fucking useless. I then got interested in what more there is that I could create by combining the sheer power of Cinema 4D and After Effects. My second hybrid project, as I like to call it, was a phone which, when compared to other phones made in this day and age, looks as old as Granny. My third and so far final hybrid animation was this laptop. It's a laptop, alright. Okay, let's get back to the things I'm much better at. I don't like it when people flex on me. Sometimes I seriously do not understand how so many people find some of my vids. No, I'm not going to talk about you today. I'm going to be honest, I kinda like the new Windows 10 start menu. So much so that I put most of my effort into new start tiles and refined some of them several times. Which is also a good reason why I didn't work on too many things recently. And then I made this monstrosity. This is Curvy, or it would be if I actually managed to get myself to make another font. It's a ton of work. Curvy is partly inspired by the Warner Bros. Font and was my first attempt at designing a font in Affinity Designer completely using paths. Doing that allows me to be more flexible. I can easily change widths and weights. That's a tongue twister and a half of each glyph, and once that's done I expand all the strokes, export them as SVGs, import them into FontForge, enter metadata for all the different styles, do the kerning. Yeah, you see why I said it's a lot of work? Also, initial feedback was generally negative, so that kinda demotivated me. Oh well. As you might have been able to tell, I didn't really fancy a light theme after all, so you know what that meant. Coming up with a new online identity, and once all the assets have been made, redesigning my website yet again. I'm honestly surprised that I managed to keep my logo for such a long time. And that's the last thing I started working on recently, Euro banknotes. I think the Euros already look pretty the way they are right now, but still I kinda wanted to get creative myself, and redesign some Euro banknotes, starting with the fiver as the base. It won't have any new innovative security methods though. But there is one more thing I want to talk about. Well, actually it's two. Me and my friend Blizzy started two projects in the meantime. A small little record label called Sample Records, on which there are currently 2 songs made by Fabs. And a treat for everyone who said that they like my voice. Samplecast, a podcast where we talk about pretty much everything that comes to our minds. We also plan to invite some of our friends for future episodes. The first one is already out on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, and whatever these platforms are. 2020 was kinda rough for everyone, but I gotta say the second half was especially nice for me. But I won't go into too much detail in here. Instead, I'm going to tell you what was in the email I got from YouTube telling me some stats about my channel for the year. I've been active on this platform for well over 1,400 days, though I would say that's only true to some extent. The earliest video you can see on my channel is from January 13th, 2019. I was attending an entirely different school back then. The oldest, currently unlisted video on my channel was uploaded on the 9th of October in 2018, and that was just a solid 10 minutes of me petting and playing with our cat when we were still living in a different town. What was before that is a mystery even to me, as the videos before that have probably been deleted ages ago by myself. Apparently there were 383 thumbs up given to my videos ever since my first upload, whatever that might have been. While that email was written, there have been 119 comments posted and my videos were shared 146 times. 33 new subscribers and way over 10,300 views this year alone. I know I like to pick on the weirdest channel animation a fair bit for screwing with my statistics, but I just find it quite funny that people actually watch that video so much. But still, I know very well that, in the grand scheme of things, I'm but a speck of dust in the world of YouTube. For me personally though, I'm quite happy with all this. Over 60 people liked what I made so much, they have subscribed to my channel to see the new videos I make in the sub boxes. My videos have been viewed over 10,000 times and I can't even imagine how much that is. So, thank you. An awful lot. I will obviously continue working on the things I like in the future and I hope you'll enjoy watching them. Whether it'll be stupid gaming videos or kinda sleek animations. I have a lot of ideas on my list and I won't be running out of them anytime soon. Let's hope that in 2021, although I guess since I own this I should be saying 12,021, we can slowly return back to our normal and boring lives with more toilet paper. Take care, farewell and Happy New Year. Oh, and I also made this Fußgängerüberweg.